There's nothing that people love more than not putting any effort into your card magic abilities. There's something about basic beginner bullshit that people tend to enjoy. So today I'm going to show you guys a trick for those of you that all the time are posting in the comments, but PigCake, I don't have the skill. But PigCake, I don't have the time to learn the stuff, the hard stuff. So I just wanna do a trick I can show my friends and family and get the pussy now, PigCake. So here's a trick for you guys. You get your deck of your favorite deck that's at least $13,000, and you give it a little mix. You have the spectator mix it. You could give it a mix. It doesn't matter. Everyone's mixing, but ultimately, what happens is that you tell the spectator to just cut off a little packet, just about these many cards. Let's get that there. And they go ahead and do that and do it on the table. You tell them to do it one more time, and they of course cut these packets off. And you go, that's great, sir. Nobody's ever done it that well. So do me a favor, pick up any packet you want. Let's say they pick up this packet. You tell them to give it a little bit of one of these mixing things, and then you tell them to cut off any small packet of cards that they want and to look at this card. This is gonna be their card. So you tell them, let's make this super random. How about you drop this on top of this pile over here? So they go ahead and do that. They're of course holding this in their hand, and you go, you know what? How about you could drop that on any pile you want, and how about you take that and cut this here? So now your card is all the way in there, really hard. So you pick up and you say, let me give this a little bit of a cut here. So now your card, sir, is pretty much lost. I'll tell you what. Why don't we do it this way? Can you mix the cards up like this? Could you do that? So you hand them a packet here and they mix it up. You hand them another packet, they mix it up and they put it on top. So pretty much now we've made organized chaos here. So you say, sir, for the first time, could you name what your card was? And they're gonna say, oh, 5 of clubs. You go, oh, that's great. That's exactly what I thought. There's no chaos, bitch. I knew exactly where your card was at all times. So you think that this is like what I do as a hobby? No, bitch. This is what I do for a living, bitch. This is what I do. This is what I do. I find your card. You cut your card, I find it. Or, whatever it is that you want to tell them, depending on where you're from. So this is some basic beginner stuff based on a principle called the free cut principle here. So this is to the annals of magic. This has been in many different places in the annals of magic. But here we're going to exploit it and use it in a way that really hasn't been conventional here. So you're going to use it instead of with a certain position from the top, you're going to do it with a certain position from the bottom. So what are you talking about, PigCake? How do I do this stupid fucking trick? Just get to it. Just get to it, because I don't have time for this. So I got you. So what you do here, you have a deck of cards that's shuffled, that's mixed. What you're going to do, and one of the only moves of this entire trick, is you're going to spread off 6 cards here to yourself here. You're going to spread off 6 cards. So that's 2 groups of 3 for those of you that are from West India and have a hard time understanding stuff. It's 2 groups of 3 here. So what you're going to do, you're going to square this packet up and tell the spectator that you need for them to cut a small packet of cards about this many cards. Of course, this goes to the left. This is all you need right here. That's what you need, because the spectator cuts off whatever amount of cards they want. It really doesn't matter. They do this again until you have 3 piles on the table. So all that matters is that over here you have a known number of cards. So I like to use 6 because it is the same size as what I wish my penis was. So you just have a known number all the way here to the left. These cards don't matter. So now you tell the spectator to pick any packet they want here. If they pick these 2 packets, you're set. You're good, because all they do is mix it up in their hands cut to any card, and you proceed. If they cut to this packet, things get a little bit weird. Not too weird, like peanut butter on your urethra weird, but weird enough. So the spectator picks up this packet. You go, okay, that's great. Do me a favor and mix it up. That's wonderful. And then you tell them, put it back down and pick up this packet. Now mix it up and put it back down. Now do me a favor, sir, pick up this packet and mix it up. So now instead of them picking that packet, they've picked it up first to shuffle it. And you're going to go to the procedure with the last packet that they pick up. The reason for this is because you want continuity. You want continuity here. So if you just have them pick up this pile, mix it up, put it down, pick up this pile, mix it up, and then cut to a card, they're going to be like, what? I feel weird. You molested me into that process, sir. You don't want to molest them into anything yet. So you have them, in the case that they pick this pile, you have them mix up every subsequent pile until the last one, and then you go to the process. If they pick any of these two piles, you don't have to even do the process. You just have them pick up that pile, mix it up, cut to any card they want. In this case, we're going to reverse it here for the sake of explanation here. We're going to keep that reversed. Now you tell them, once they cut off this, you tell them, remember this card, keep it to yourself. This is going to be your card. You don't want them forgetting their card, because then at the end of the day, you reveal it and, you know, everyone laughs at you when they don't remember it. So you want to make sure, hey, remember this card. And then you're going to tell them, you know what, for the sake of, let's go crazy here. Drop it on this pile here. You see what you've done? You've now placed their card in the 7th position from the bottom here. You see that? So it doesn't matter where these cards go, because these cards don't matter. Their card is always going to be the 7th card from the bottom here, ready to be displayed by you. So they're still holding a pile in their hand, because remember, they cut off a pile and they put it on this one. So now they're holding this. You tell them, oh, put it on whichever pile you want. It doesn't matter. They drop it on this pile. You go, and put that on top of this. So now it seems like there's no way that you could know, or anyone could know, because they cut. So it's a really good principle here. But regardless of what they do, or how many cards they cut, their card is always going to be the 7th card from the bottom here. What? That's, man, let me tell you, that's some good shit there, dog. Things should happen because of that. So now you're in this position. How you reveal the card is really up to you. But if you want a no sort of sleight of hand way to get that card into a position that you want, here's what you do. You're gonna spread these cards in your hand. Maybe you could do a false cut. I mean, I know it's too advanced for you, you non-sleight of hand motherfuckers. But here's what you do. You grab the bottom pile here, you tap it, then you drop it on the table, then you grab the top pile and put it on top. So it looks like you cut the deck, but really you haven't done anything. And I mean, if you can't do that, then you really shouldn't be watching this. You should be watching some sort of, I don't know, something that like a brain dead person could watch, like a Evan Era video, for example. So in this case right now, you have their card 7th from the bottom. How do you get it to where you need? So let's assume you want that card on the bottom. You're going to spread and you're going to eyeball 3 cards here on the bottom and then the next 3 cards on the bottom. What that tells you is that this 7th card, which is going to be face down, that's going to tell you that that is the card that needs to be controlled here. So how do you get it to the bottom? You get 3 cards here, you get 3 more cards. Then you know this is their card. What you're going to do is, under the process of telling the spectator that they're going to mix these little packets up, you're going to mix this packet up and move this card to the bottom. So you're just going to use your thumb to grab this card and put it on the bottom as you grab little chunks and say, I need for you to mix up these cards. See, but what I'm doing here is just mixing up the top cards, keeping the bottom card on the bottom, and I drop this on the table. So now you can hand this chunk to the spectator, they mix it, drop it on top of the pile, and you could keep doing this with all the rest of these cards, because it's not going to matter. Their card is already on the bottom, and you don't need sleight of hand for that. So this is some legit basic beginner shit here. So now you're going to do a revelation that I've seen by Ed Marlowe here, which is, if you want, this is of course one of the possible revelations, you could reveal it however it is that you want. So here, what you're going to do is you're going to ask the spectator for to name the card they picked, but you're going to do this as you, first of all, you spread the cards on the table. Then you're going to ask them to name their card. And as you do this, you're just going to pick up the spread from the second card here, not the bottom card here, the second card here. You're going to pick up the spread this way, so that when you close it up, it's going to leave this card on the table, which is, if you haven't figured it out, their freely selected card here. Yeah, man. Oh shit, I can't even deal with how fresh that is. That poppin' fresh, as the kids like to say. So you're going to square it up here. Leave that card on the table as you ask them what's the card they picked. Of course, when they name it, you're going to turn this over and accept all the invitations to BBW, BBC orgies that you get invited to. So that's one possible revelation here. Another possible cool one here is you just square this up, or you have the pile already on the table. You've already done the little control. This card is on the bottom, and you're just going to deal cards on the table. And you're going to deal about 5 cards to yourself here. So what I mean by that is you're going to run through this pile and just randomly, at any point you want, just start taking cards to a separate pile here. So now we have 2. You get a third one here. You're going to need a 4th one. The 5th one is going to be the last card here. So you could just deal this and deal the last one here and say, I feel like one of these is your card. As you do this, you grab the top card and use it to scoop up the other ones to put this one on the bottom. How clever is this shit so far here? So now the card's on the bottom here. So how do we reveal it? Well, you're going to do pretty much a little bit of a flutter here. You're going to hold the cards in this position like this. So their card is on the bottom here. Your thumb is on the outside. Now what's going to happen is your thumb is going to put a little bit of pressure, which is going to separate all these 4 cards from that bottom card. Now, if you flutter your hand like this in a PG fashion, what's going to happen is all those other cards are going to fly out and leave you holding the bottom card. If you do this well enough, these cards will actually fly out face up and leave this card face down, which looks a little bit better, because then you have all these cards face up and you're still holding this face down card. And then you say, sir, what's your card? Boom, that's your card. That's right. So that's just another easy reveal that you could do that doesn't really involve sleight of hand. So there you go. That's a non-sleight of hand way to do a very fair card trick that will no doubt get you the action that you so desperately need. So do the things, and I'm going to go figure out different ways to try to get laid without having to talk to anyone.
Again, when I see you 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 again.